Hello guys and welcome, and today we are going to be playing a deck brewed by emergneceZONE, and this is a Sultai deck. They call it a Sultai Value Pile or just a Relic Value Pile, since obviously it does play the Relic like most decks do nowadays. Now what's really cool about this deck is that even though it's Sultai, meaning we have to suffice all three of the colors, green, blue and black, the mana base is really clean and very untapped. So we are playing a lot of basics and 4 of the foreboding landscapes and 1 Bohuka Bog, and that's possible since we have the fixing here in the growth and the Utopia Sprawl. Now this is basically a bounce deck that looks to generate a lot of value and then maybe finish the game with the Nightmare or the species, or just attacking with your 3/3s. We have the invasive species here, which is basically a worse version of the Sticky Tank Sentinel. This is a 3/3 with reach and we may return a permanent, and the species doesn't have the reach and we have to return a permanent. And the Stalker is cheaper, but it has just 1 attack, so it's worse as a attacker. We've actually 1 more bouncer here in the Geist Wave. I think this card is really sick. It does draw a card, and if you return the Relic, for example, we draw 2 and basically 3 since we have the Relic back in the hand. I was a little worried about the number of things we actually want to bounce, but the Rumble is here to help with this problem, since we can find any permanent, and the permanent can be basically anything since all of the things we want to bounce are permanents, so the Rumble should help with that. We of course want to bounce the Nightmare, the Omen of the Dead when the bouncers are dead, and the Abundant Growth, which does draw a card and fix, so it's really good in this deck, and the Cryogen Relic is probably the best thing to bounce as well. We also have some removal in the Blade which can be bounced, and we have the Acid to be super annoying. Now in the sideboard we have some things to help with the game plan of this, so we have 2 Grim Baubles versus some really small decks, 3 Drown in Sorrows against decks that go very wide, 3 Fairy Macaw against Spy and or the Dredge decks, 4 healers mostly against Burn, and 3 Oofs. Those are great since they can be bounced and we can bargain away the Cryogen Relic and even the Acid, so I think this is actually really powerful. So let me know what you think about this version of Sultai Value Pile, and I will see you in the games. Alright, so we go first against Brugal, and this pretty solid actually with the Abundant Growth. We will definitely keep this one. Okay, so let's run the Growth. Ooh, Reality Acid, that's interesting. I'm not sure how good that will be right now, but Razor-Tide Bridge, okay. Oh, Utopia Sprawl as well. Interesting. I think we can go for that, right? So we can go like here, we will do Sprawl on, I guess, blue, and we can play a Cryogen Relic, find a different Cryogen Relic, okay. So we have a lot of things to bounce now. We could target the Razor-Tide Bridge if we really want to. They go for a Relic themselves, alright. Geist Wave. So I think we will make the off-curve play here and go for the Reality Acid on their Razor-Tide Bridge. We go for a Tribune Inspector. I think this is the Affinity deck with Lux Knight Breacher. They go for another Relic, okay. So yeah, we got the Vanishing counter. I think we will Geist Wave back the Reality Acid. We may replay it. Find the Nightmare. That's pretty good. I would say let's Geist Wave back the Reality Acid, and then we can't really replay it because we have 4 mana, so we drew a Sticky Tank Sentinel. Okay, that's not ideal. So I guess we can go for a Cryogen Relic. The reason being that we want to find the land if possible. Beautiful. And we can say go here. We go for a Razor-Tide Bridge. Okay. Play Mirror Enforcer. Sure. Find a Tiding Blade. We could do that. I mean, if you really wanted to. I think we might just bounce the Relic with the Sticky Tank Sentinel though. Is that crazy? I don't think so, right? We draw an Omen of the Dead. Okay. So again, I would love to find the land. So we will just play another Relic. Abundant Growth. Okay. Go Skyfisher. Okay. Good. They hit us with the Enforcer. Fair enough. Okay, Bog. Bog is a land, so we are pretty happy about that. We can go double Blade. No, we really can't. We have only 1 Black Source here. So what's the play here? Maybe I'm for Blade Invasive Species. Keep it really simple. Okay, they sacrifice the Tribune Inspector. We kinda expected that. I'm not sure about the Acid though. Doesn't seem that awesome. We will go for Invasive Species. I kinda wanna bounce the Relic mostly here. Geist Wave is nice. We will play the Bog and we can say go. Here is the Breacher, the scariest thing in here. Okay, I think we will double block. Okay, so the question becomes, can we somehow play... I think we can, right? We can play a Forest. We can play a Tiding Blade number 1. We can do something like a Geist Wave on the Blade and replay it. That's ideal, right? Sweet. So let's pay for it like that. We will also play the Abundant Growth. So they will have to sacrifice the Breacher. Awesome. Let's play the growth on the forest. Okay, rumble as well, nice. We can attack for 3 here. Inspector, okay. Thoughtcast, another inspector, fair enough. So what do we do here? We have the species, so I think we could go for the reality acid on lens again. I think that's pretty good. So we could go like acid on the bridge. We could bounce it with the Geist Wave. They will abjure. Oh, they play abjure. Okay, cool. So we have 2 mana left. We could do a nightmare and an omen of the dead, which I like. Or we could do relic plus rumble. Wait, did we play a land this turn is a question. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we did, to be honest, so I think I will go for a Malevolent Rumble here. Okay, I will pick up a forest. I think lands are super important in this one. We didn't, yeah, so let's play that and just say go here. Nothing else to play, yeah. We will hit them for 3. And we can also species back the reality acid soon. Okay, they go to combat, sure. Relic, Skyfisher, okay, bouncing probably the relic, right? And that's it, sure. Find a Sticky Tank Sentinel, which is pretty sick actually. So do you think they have another Abjure? That's the question, right? I mean, we could try and play the invasive species, seeing if they have it. They have it. So we can play the Sticky Tank Sentinel, I guess. Bounce back the reality acid, sweet. We could replay the acid, but I like more going for a Cryogen Relic plus Nightmare or Omen of the Dead, so we will go Relic first. They could have like Metallic Rebuke, which would be good for them. Okay, we find another Omen, that's sweet. I guess we can play black and Hopeless Nightmare them, why not? Awesome, and I think that's it. We will attack with the invasive species. Tribune Inspector first, okay. Another one, and the Relic. No attacks. Find the landscape, that's cool. I think we can go for the Omen, see if they have like another Abjure. Let's pick up the Sticky Tank Sentinel. Awesome. And at this point, I think we are actually bouncing the relics, right? Like, we could also bounce the Hopeless Nightmares if we really wanted to. Does appear they have Metallic Rebuke, which I think we will gladly pay for, right? We will bounce back. With this in mind, I think we can go for the Nightmare. They have a last card. Okay, Aqueous Form. Okay, sure. Foreboding Landscape, and we will correct that for a basic. And do we want to attack here? No, they can triple block, and then we are pretty screwed, so let's not. They will draw, and draw once more, okay. Alright, so we will correct the landscape, bring the swamp, find the forest, awesome. So, well, we definitely can Omen. We can also start using the blades. I think that's very good. Bring back the Sentinel. And I think I'm gonna start using the blades. Yeah, we win the game. Win the first game, actually. We still need to win the second. The value there was pretty crazy, not gonna lie. I also have some suggestions for the deck already. I think there are a couple of different ways we could take it. But now let's focus on the sideboard. So what do we really need here is the question. So I think we can take away one species. I don't like the acids, especially when they are on play. We could take 2 Grimbaubles. We definitely want the oofs here. We'll sideboard some Geist Waves for 2 more oofs. I don't love the Nightmares as well. So we will play Drown in Sorrow instead. And is this good? Kinda like it. I will take away 1 Rumble, bring 1 Geist Wave. I like that card a lot, and that's about it. Okay, we actually got a full Sultai hand, which is very rare with this deck, but we will keep. We go for Hard Evidence, okay. Drown in Sorrow, sure. Let's go for I guess a forest and say go. End step, okay. I mean, they could have the Abjure here. They could have it for sure. But I do think we can go for the Blade. If they want to Abjure that, they basically sacrifice it anyway, so this is fine. They'll probably just crack the clue. This seems like a very slow game. Okay, cool. Interesting. They may have a lot of counter spells here. Okay, so if they have a counter spell, I think we want them to counter the Rumble, right? So let's do that. Let's play the Rumble. If they wanna have like Metallic Rebuke or something, we definitely want them to target the Rumble. Okay, Sticky Tank Sentinel, Cryogen Relic, Foreboding Landscape. We already have 1 relic, and we have some bouncers as well. So this is interesting because I think I want the relic, but it's not like 100% because if this relic sticks, we are good. We are more than good actually. So actually let me pick up the Sentinel in this. Say go. Okay, decorate the landscape. Relic of Progenitus. Okay. We'll exile the landscape. Okay, awesome. They didn't have a counterspell before, so do you think there's a chance they will have it now? I'm not sure. Let's try and play the relic. Awesome. We will draw a landscape. Sure, let's go for the landscape. Again, this is a very slow game. We will go for an island because of the Stalker. We could also go for another black source for the Drown in Sorrow, but I think that will come with time, right? Play the Inspector, okay. We exile a Rumble. Okay, end step. We will sacrifice this. I'm going for an island here. Okay, another forest. That's a lot of forests. Let's run a Dreamstalker. Looks like a... Oh, they will just crack the clue. No, it looks like Metallic Rebuke, actually. I mean, I'm kinda tempted to pay the 3 here, I will be honest. With sacrificing the spawn, then we will use Grimbauble. I think that's pretty good. I'm not sure if that's how you use a Metallic Rebuke, but maybe. What do I know? Yeah, we win the match. They had a pretty bad hand, so that's 2-0 against the Azorius deck with Lux Knight Breacher. It's a pretty strong deck, but we had a lot of value here. Okay, we go second here. Sadly, no land. Let's mulligan. Okay, this end is much better. Let's keep. I think we can ditch one forest pretty safely here. They go for a Mistwald Bridge. Okay. So here, I guess we can go for a Utopia Sprawl on blue. Nihil Spell Bomb. Okay. So we can go Rumble plus a Swamp, and we'll play the Nightmare too. So let's Rumble first. Cryogen Relic. I think the Relic is the best one here. Let's pick up the Relic. And then let's play the Hopeless Nightmare. Okay, Metallic Rebuke is gone. We are glad to see that. Next turn, we can Geist Wave back the Nightmare, replay it maybe. They go for Relic. Okay. No lands though. That's what we like to see though. So we can bog them to actually make a land drop. Yeah, I think let's go for Geist Wave. Nightmare back. Another Nightmare. Okay, that's nice. Let's Nightmare them again. Grimbauble. We will bog. Okay, sweet. Next turn, I think we may use the spawn to actually play one of the relics. Okay, so it's Esper. Oh, it's like the Esper relic deck. I see. Another Geist Wave. That's sweet, man. Okay. Let's step like that. We will use the spawn. We will Geist Wave back the Hopeless Nightmare. Let's play, I guess, Growth first. See if we find a land. We don't. That's fine. Let's go for Nightmare number 1. They will Rebuke. That's no problem. It's basically like they discarded a card to it, right? And we will Nightmare number 2. Cast down. That's good. We are pretty happy with this. Let's say go. They go Glinhawk. Bounce back the Relic. Okay, so they have cards now. They are back in the game. So I guess we will develop more of our plan now. Yeah, for sure. Sticky Tank Sentinel. I guess that's better. Do we believe we will find a land or not? Because if not, then I guess we can bounce the Nightmare. Or we could actually just go for a Relic, really trying to find a land. I think I'm for that. I think we will try to find some lands here, hopefully. We do, which is great, by the way, because now we can go for the Sticky Tank Sentinel on the Relic, and we will block the Glinhawk effectively. Dreamstalker, great. They will Blade us. Okay, that's fair. Find the Forest, that's pretty good. I think we will bounce the Nightmare with the Species. Be a little bit annoying. We will replay it. Skyfisher is a great find, and then I guess we will just play the Stalker, bring back the Nightmare. I think that's completely okay too. Okay, they have another Fisher, it looks like. Replay the Relic, sure. They can attack if they want. They will. Sentinel is pretty great, actually. So I think we can do the Nightmare thing again. Honestly, I will save the Relics for when we actually have no cards. I think that's completely okay. Vault of Whispers. We'll do it like that. And then we'll play a Nightmare. We could play the Relic, but I really want a Nightmare now when they have 2 cards in hand only. Okay, Fanatical Offering is amazing. We will take a mana loss. That's completely okay here. He will attack for 3 before we pass the turn. They go down to 5. The Nightmare has really chipped them down a lot. Looks like a Ghostly Flicker. Okay, no problem. So we will sacrifice a Dreamstalker. They will go for a cast down too. That's fine. They will attack. I'm not sure if that's correct, since they have only 5 life, right? Okay, find the Reality Acid. That's pretty good. I don't love the Acid in this deck, I will be honest. We will talk about it more in the conclusion, of course. But now it's time for the relics. So let's go for Relic number 1. Find the Forest. Beautiful. We will go for a second Relic here. Dreamstalker. Okay, need some more blue sources, it looks like. So we will probably just sacrifice the Hopeless Nightmare later and try to find some more cards. Glinhawk. Okay, probably the Blade, or it could be the Relic as well. It's the Blade. Outcast. Glinhawk. Okay, wow. Great for them. Okay, so we will definitely sacrifice the Nightmare here. Scry 2. Hey, another Nightmare. So we will bottom the land and we will top the Nightmare. I think before we actually play the Nightmare, I would like to use the Cryogen Relic. We will leave up 1 blue for the Stalker. Abundant Growth. Pretty good. Let's pay 1 here. Bring up the Stalker. Bring up the Nightmare. Play the Nightmare. Discard the last card they have. Okay, it was a Traben Charm. Now we will slap the Abundant Growth on the Forest. Ooh, another Hopeless Nightmare. Well, I hope they have life gain. We can also start tapping the flyers with the relics. They will probably just flip the Blade. Ooh, Refurb. Okay. Discard the Acid. Okay, they flip the Blade. Fair enough. And well, we have the Nightmare. I don't think they they will be pretty happy with this, but here it is. We win the first game. So let's see what we have in the sideboard. I think the Tiding Blood is okay. It's not the best, it's just fine. I don't like the acid, like I said before. We will definitely bring in the Troublemaker Oofs. Those are great. Maybe remove one Geist Wave, and yeah, I think that's fine, right? The Grimbauble could be like good, like decent. So we can take away like a Geist Wave and a Rumble and bring in the Baubles. It can kill the Glinhawks and whatnot, so we will submit. And I will say hand is pretty good. We have the Oof. It's probably a turn 3 Oof though. Go for a Goldmire Bridge. That's a good target. Okay, wow, Hopeless Nightmare. They have said that they hate this enchantment, so you know, obviously it's back for them yet again. We will also crack the landscape for a forest. End step, okay. Let's crack it for the forest. I think we will play the Nightmare Forest. Sticky Tank Sentinel, pretty good. We will play the landscape, and we will actually slap the growth on this landscape. We will draw a card in the process. Geist Wave, pretty cool. Let's add black and go for the Nightmare. They discard the Relic. That's a huge discard for us. I love that. Okay, Abundant Growth. So I would love to make a land drop if possible, but I'm not sure if it is right now. We could just sacrifice the Nightmare, or we could actually go for the land drop, right? Honestly, I would rather go for their land though with the Oof. We find Sentinel, we will bottom, and bottom, we still need a land, and we win the match, yeah. We would discard their rather sacrifice their lands, and if they have something like a Thoughtcast that they are relying on, that would be really difficult. So that's 2-0 against the Esper Blade deck. Alright guys, so we are back with the conclusion, and this deck is pretty good, although I would recommend some changes. So the package with the value in the Geist Wave, the Relic, and the Nightmare is pretty awesome. I actually love it. I didn't like the Reality Acid at all, I will be honest. The mana base is a little clunky at times, but it actually works most of the games, and since we are going full untapped, that is pretty impressive. I have to say that as well. This deck lacks removal a little bit, and it lacks some things in the sideboard, I feel like. So the Tiding Blade wasn't really enough. We played a game against Burn where they played a Keswick Flame Breather, and that kinda just destroyed us, right? Since the only removal in the main are actual 2 Tiding Blades, and the Grimbauble doesn't help with that. I would also maybe love to see some Relics of Progenitus. The Fairy Maca is great against Dredges and Spies, but it's not very good against more consistent decks that play around the graveyard, like Affinities, like Burn, like Terror, and so on and so forth. I love the Troublemaker Oofs, and I would love to see more cards like that in the deck. I think that's exactly the card we want to be playing. I was also thinking we could stick to just Simic. This deck worked the best when I didn't try to actually go for the Reality Acid, and we had a game where the Hopeless Nightmare just won us the game, which was pretty damn awesome. So I think this deck is great, and I would recommend it, although I would just get rid of the Reality Acid. I think it's very slow, and I think there could be a version, and there actually is a version, I feel like, where you play a Ponza strategy with Reality Acid, but you need an Arbor Elf and the whole ramp package for that, I feel like. The rest of the deck was really sick. I love the Omen. The Nightmare is basically a win condition in this deck. It's pretty cool. But the Blade was a little bit weird. Like I said, I would maybe like some removal, like cast down a little bit more. But this deck is a blast to play. It is so fun, and in the grindier matchups, the card advantage gets really crazy with the Relic and the Geist Waves. So let me know what did you think about this deck and how would you improve it. I will see you soon. Have a great day and bye.